everybody tonight to this call for this webinar. I'm really glad you could join us and take time out of your busy schedule. I realize that all of us have so many things going on in our life, and whoever invited you to watch this webinar tonight, I hope that you will find it useful. I'm going to ask Sandy. She's my assistant tonight. She's going to do my slides. So Sandy, we're ready to go. My name is Grace Dyck. My husband Bob and I live just outside of Vancouver, Canada. We have been married for 37 years. We have 7 grandchildren, and we have been involved with this company. We're actually going to be celebrating our 10th year in January since we joined this company. I'm going to tell you a little bit about where we started from. Back in the early 80s, my husband and I had been exposed to this kind of a business model, and I could say that we've actually been exposed to several. And you know, we didn't have a lot of success back in the 80s, but we certainly were introduced to the concept. And what happened during that time for us is we felt that it was a positive experience. We didn't make a lot of money, but we did feel that it was something that we could maybe do at some point in our life. And in the mid-90s, I ended up working from home. I was a stay-at-home mom pretty much my whole life. Bob had his own trucking business. He was working many, many hours, 14-hour days. And we were just probably like many of you listening to this call, wondering if we could create some kind of an extra lifestyle for ourselves. So in the 90s, I did that and built a business organization. And sometimes life happens, and really just took a break, stepped away from the industry and regrouped. My children at that time were all young adults, had left home, and I was kind of at that empty nester stage, you could say. What am I going to do next? I wasn't really looking for an opportunity at that time, and really stepped out of being at home and went out and got a real job, as my mother would call it. My husband Bob was happily doing his career, and during that time I ended up working in a cosmetic clinic. Now, little did I know 10 years later I would be in the anti-aging business. So I really feel like I was exposed to this opportunity a lot earlier than the trends even. So it was in July of 2003 that my cousin brought me over, now family member, remember a family sometimes can do great things for you, brought me over a bottle of this fabulous juice. So we can go on to the next click. And I don't know if you got that, Sandy. Yeah, perfect. So she brought me this bottle of juice, and back in 2003 of July, I wasn't really looking for something like this. I didn't know what the juice was. I'd never heard of a mangosteen fruit. I thought, well, what is a juice going to do? And I thought it was nice of her to bring me the juice, except, you know, we didn't have anything to do with it at the time. We didn't understand it. So my husband Bob and I each drank an ounce of juice that night. We got up in the morning, we looked at each other, said, did you feel anything? And he said no, and I said, I didn't either. And we left that juice in our fridge for 5 months. And I like to open up with my story because I want you to know that timing is everything. 5 months later, it was through information that we received. It was actually a CD at the time. I think it was a cassette, really. I'm really dating myself. But we listened to the information, and it was really a life-changing experience for us. So as we move on to the next slide, I'm not sure what brought you in to listen to this tonight. There's a lot of things that people are looking for, and you may identify with one of these things on the list. Whether it's extra money, maybe you need extra finances, maybe you're looking for better health, maybe you love helping others, maybe more free time. Bob and I certainly were looking for free time. Travel was something that was on our dreams, some kind of a secondary or a sustainable income, and of course, always personal development is something that happens as a side effect of being involved with a lot of people. And when you join a company or a business like this, that just happens. So as we move on, I will tell you some things that were important as I was looking at this, and perhaps for you too. You know, XANGO now is a company that is over 11 years old. They have a powerful executive team that brought this product to market. They created a distribution system that has broke records. And they have also now a proven track record. So this company is established, it's strong, the owners of this company are committed, And these were all factors at the time, even though it was a startup. Here we are 11 years later. So these are important things to look for if you're looking at this kind of an opportunity. Of course, the product, most of you may have heard about it. It's now been over 11 years old. We've done over $2 billion worth of sales worldwide with XANGO. XANGO exists in 40 countries, has created over 120 people that have earned at least $1 million. And actually, I believe, I'm not sure even how many have created multi-millions of dollars. But we're proud of the fact that our company has broke these records. And as we move on, you'll see that we were actually faster to reach $1 billion in sales than some of these companies that you're familiar with. That's pretty cool for a focused one-product company. And of course, there's other things that we have also established with our company. One of the things that Bob and I are very proud of the fact is our company established a children's charity. The charity aspect was very, very valuable and important to them right from day one. And so every product that comes out from our company, a portion of it is donated back to children's charities. And we've fed over 5 million children, 5 million meal packs actually, around the globe to countries where children are requiring that kind of assistance. And we as distributors are able to contribute to that, and we love that we can do that. We love that the vision the company has. So I'm going to move into that distribution system. The distribution model, you will see our company made a decision early on when they were bringing this product to market to actually go bring it to market through network marketing. And tonight, before we go too much further into the presentation, I want to share with you a little bit about the differences between traditional business and network marketing. So I'll just get Sandy to click through here. So Sandy, or as you're listening to this webinar tonight, when I say traditional business model, I want you to think about some of the businesses around your local area that you would consider traditional. If we were live, I would have you share those with me, but I'm going to give you some ideas. Of course, traditional business model is like a restaurant or a retail shop or a coffee shop or a bank or a farm. These are all traditional business models. And really, the definition of business is bringing a service or a product to a consumer. So traditional business models can be super successful, and they obviously have a way of doing business. So as we move forward, you will see, I'm going to give you an example of how products come to market. So this is a little picture of how a product will come to market. So tonight what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose a product that comes to market that we're all familiar with. And the product that I've chosen to talk about is Nike runners. So I want you to think about what it may cost approximately to make a pair of Nike runners. Have you kind of got that in your head? We've heard everything from $2 to $5 to maybe $10. Those runners come to the consumer, and they come through a process. So you'll see that we have a manufacturing plant, and typically those manufacturing plants now are overseas. They get put into a warehouse. They're brought through some transportation system, whether it's air or by a ship or obviously truck, and they're brought into a national distribution center. This distributor then has to figure out a way to get these into the marketplace. And so if you think about Nike runners and lots of other products, most of those products come to us through traditional advertising. Now traditional advertising means that we may see these things on a television ad. We may see them logoed out, branded out with a sports hero. We may see them in a magazine. Traditional advertising comes in many, many different forms. And Sandy, what I'm going to do is have you flip to the next slide for a minute, and we're going to go back in a minute. So I happen to have some advertising budgets that we gathered, some information about them. And I'm not sure if you're aware of what the budgets are for some of these corporations, but they're a little bit mind-boggling when you look at the dollars spent to tell us how great these companies are and to share with us the information that we need so we will buy their product. If you go all the way through this list, and you'll see Procter & Gamble, $4.8 $1.18 billion is their advertising budget, and that was in 2009. So I'll get you to go back, please. And so that budget takes a lot of money for the manufacturer, for the distributor to spend on us, so we will do that. So we'll buy the products. The regional distributor then has to get that product into some local market, probably a retail store at this point, and then to the consumer. So how much does it cost to buy a pair of Nike runners when we go down to our local sport shop? Yeah, a lot more than $2 or $3. Now I want to move forward and share with you a little bit about how our industry works. We too provide a product or a service. In this case, we're providing a product. We have a manufacturing plant. Now this happens to be our head office, but there's a place where our products are manufactured. They get brought into a warehouse, and there is the advertising budget. That advertising budget, rather than spending billions on expensive advertising, what network marketing companies do is they spend their advertising budget on distributors. They spend it, they share it with us because we are word-of-mouth marketers. Now, word-of-mouth marketing happens to be the most powerful form of marketing there is. And XANGO brings the products from the warehouse to our house. So we call XANGO the Opportunity Company. And right now, XANGO is poised in a position that it's never been before. Again, they're always so innovative and creative. So I want you to just imagine what it would be like to be part of a $300 billion market. That happens to be the market that we're in right now. The market trend is $300 billion. You know, this is a little quote that I picked up. You know, getting older is inevitable, and looking and feeling older is certainly optional. And you know, as you see, as you move forward here, you will see kind of those pieces of what aging really looks like to us. You know, all the way from birth all the way to, well, this one's 100 years old. And every one of us fit in to one of those pieces of that little cartoon. And every one of us are going to age. So what kinds of symptoms do we see right now? You know, if you're listening and you're thinking, oh man, my conversations, you know, where I fit in life right now, my conversations revolve around a lot of these things. People complain about low energy, or, you know, their friend has cardiovascular disease, or their bone density, or too many wrinkles, or loss of memory. These are conversations that happen every day right now. And you will see as we move forward some of the conversations that you've probably had, the complaining, the pieces of the puzzle that people are saying, oh my gosh, I'm suffering with stress all the time. I'm having problems sleeping. And so, you know, I've been doing some research around this. And I pulled up some stats as we go forward of some of the things that I see. Now, I'm going to share with you some of the stats I found in my country, but wherever you're calling in from or wherever you're watching this from, you'll have similar stats. Apparently, there's not much difference in any of these places. So they say here sometime between the year 2015 and the year 2021, there will be more people age 65 and older than those under 14. Now, I'm not sure about you, but I'm concerned about that because we need someone in our economy to help us take care of some of these elderly people that are coming, and we certainly are in that demographic. And again, moving forward, we also have the same issues. You will find that the number one killer in both countries is still heart disease. Right now, there's an estimated 70,000 heart attacks in Canada each year. That's one every 7 minutes. These are kind of shocking stats when you sit and actually think about it. I'm sure that if you're listening, you probably know someone who has suffered from either a heart attack, perhaps has even passed from a heart attack, or has at least experienced cardiovascular disease at some point. As we move into that next piece, you'll also see this is a conversation that happens every day as well. Again, cancer is out there all the time. It's a conversation that we have had, and all of us have been touched by that. Moving forward, here's another part of the aging process that we discuss. Arthritis. These are stats again. Inflammation in our bodies seems to be prevalent with all of us. All of us are suffering with that at some point. And this one certainly manifests itself in a very painful way. So we need to create some solutions for this. And what we're excited about at our company right now, in the last 2 months, they have introduced a product for the aging market. And I'm going to share a little bit about this product with you right now, the solution that we need for some of these issues. So as we move forward, the name of this product is called Ageless. And Ageless is a formulation of many different plants that I'm going to share with you here as Sandy brings this forward. Now, just to let you know, I'm not an expert. I have not studied anti-aging. I'm very familiar with it because of my life experience. But I want to share with you some of the pieces of the combination of the plants that the company designed and put together to benefit us as we move forward into this next trend that's happening. So, Sandy, I'll move you forward again. So the first ingredient that our company put in is the main ingredient from XANGO. It's the mangosteen. It is one of the most powerful anti-inflammatory ingredients that we know of. And we've seen many, many benefits from the mangosteen. The company felt that it was very important to include the mangosteen in this new product that we're brought to market here. The next ingredient is an ingredient that I was not familiar with. It's called shilajit. It contains trace minerals. It helps accelerate cellular absorption of nutrients. It aids in the elimination of harmful toxins. It can help alienate radiation. And this is a really interesting piece as well. It helps to break up and chelate even large deposits of metals and minerals. Shilajit, there is just so much information about it. So I encourage you to do some research on this particular one ingredient. But that one ingredient with the mangosteen isn't all they put together. They yet added another ingredient, and it's a patented lychee extract. Again, this is a very, very powerful formula. It actually helps it can penetrate the cells, so we can actually affect our own DNA. It helps with skin, blood circulation, recovery, metabolic support, helps with visceral fat around in your belly area. Many benefits just, again, from this patented extract. The next slide, I believe, is going to show what happens when the belly fat starts to disappear. And so here is a slide clip looking face down. On the red area, of course, on the left-hand side is the belly fat, and here we are 12 weeks later. You can see the reduction in the belly fat across. And both of these actually are pretty powerful slides, but what we've already seen in the last 2 months is we've had people share with us their own experiences about losing some inches off their belly without actually not losing weight. So we find that kind of fascinating, and that's one of those ingredients in this formulation. The next ingredient in this formulation is our rejuvenation blend. And it contains things like leucine, GABA, the tribulus, the aloe vera. All of these are powerful combinations and blends that we have in our product. So the tribulus is actually a kind of an interesting, it's a plant, and we'll move that forward, that slide. And this plant actually helps, it says here on my slide, it says it helps to enhance libido. It's recommended for those having fertility problems. Can help enhance testosterone for men and women. And you'll see some of the other things on there like kidney stones, constipation, eczema, blood pressure, and high cholesterol. That's just one of this combination. Of course, aloe vera we're very familiar with. Most of us have heard about aloe vera or used aloe vera and the benefits that we know about aloe vera. I think it's interesting that it's one of the only natural sources of known natural vegetarian sources of vitamin B12. The leucine is used for hemoglobin. It helps to build hemoglobin production. It builds muscle mass. It's a stress reliever. It is instrumental in the growth of human HGH, or human growth hormone. Now, it's not human growth hormone, but it can help your body. It becomes a catalyst to help your body produce its own. GABA, of course, is one of those calming, that picture we showed about stress. Well, GABA is one of those ingredients that helps to calm the brain, helps induce relaxation, and helps with anxiety, and really helps us to focus. The company put all of those together and then added this cardiovascular blend. And this blend has got things like grapeseed extract, the grape skin extract, the resveratrol is obviously part of that, and the beetroot powder, which we know is as a vasodilator. So the cardiovascular blend, again, a very powerful therapeutic doses put into this ageless product. The cellular regeneration blend brings to us the whole aspect of being able to penetrate that cell by addressing the mitochondria. You know, the slide I want to show you next is kind of interesting because this really is, as much as we love the science and the information, I find this picture very interesting. It really shows what happened when someone, this is I guess a test patient, of someone who took the product. This is obviously one of those thermal pictures. They took the product before, so there you can see that before picture. 30 minutes later, you can see what happens to the vascular system and the blood flow, and 90 minutes later, what happens. And you know, if I had not experienced this myself, I don't know if I could share this slide with you, but I find many, many people that are trying out this ageless product are experiencing this warming sensation. And really what it is your body is opening up. The blood flow is happening. And when you try it, you'll remember this slide, and you will actually feel this happen. So our Ageless is one of those new products to the marketplace. Most people don't know about it, and most people aren't aware of the benefits. And we really encourage you to try it. XANGO also recognized that with our aging population, we all want a better, healthier lifestyle. And so they've added a couple of things into this lifestyle choices that we're making right now. So Sandy, I'll get you to click on. And one of the things that they've done is they've created a lifestyle group of products that I think that most people are going to be quite intrigued with. Now, the slide here really is showing a lot of young, active, energetic athletes. But I want to tell you that where we live in our life right now, Bob and I are active. We love golfing, and we love to be outside. We like doing those things. And whatever it is for you, you're probably looking for those kinds of things as well that will help you sustain a round of golf or a swim at the pool or a walk, whatever you're doing, running. So here are some things that we see in the marketplace right now. They're called energy options. They're really quite toxic products, and I would say that most people I speak with don't use these products. But we don't really have an option if we want high energy. And what XALO, our company, or XANGO did, they've introduced this XALO Limitless product. And Santa, click forward. And so this Limitless product is a fantastic option. I will tell you, I'm not someone who took energy drinks in my life, but this particular product is something I've added to my regime, especially when I go outside to be active. It's got powerful ingredients like Korean ginseng and taurine and green tea extracts. It has the GABA, so you can really focus and go to cooler for the brain. This is a fantastic product. It's easy to take in your golf bag. It's easy to take in your purse. It's easy to take to the gym wherever you are. I highly recommend you try it. It tastes delicious as well. The next one that they brought to us is, again, something that we used to drink. We didn't even realize all the ingredients in this particular brand. But one of the things that became quite alarming to us, not only the artificial colors, but also the last ingredient, the brominated vegetable oil. They're working to get that out of this product because I didn't realize that actually is a flame retardant. So that got a little bit scary for me, and you can't imagine how excited we are as we move forward here to see what our company brought to us. Again, a great solution, and that is a product called Reload. This product is kind of my healthy form of getting the electrolytes back in the body. Sometimes take it before bed. It's got protein in it. It hydrates your muscles. It's great for energy. It gives you that sense of strength. You know, sometimes after you've been out and active, it really helps your body repair. And then the last one I want to share with you in this group, but certainly not the least, is the XALO Ignite product. Now this is really our answer for a vasodilator. This formulation includes our L-arginine along with some other key ingredients that you're going to want as you want your body to create that extra burst of nitric oxide. So those are just a few of the new products in this ageless line that our company's introduced. The XALO Ageless along with the other three, and every one of them work together synergistically, or you can take them independently. I just want to clarify that on that XALO Ageless, that is all in one product, that blend. It is GMO-free, it is a vegetarian base, and it is therapeutic doses. And so you will feel it. It's very powerful when you take it. You may want it, or the best time to take it is before you go to sleep at night, so that your body heals while you take it. So we look at these products coming to market, and as we move forward, we also see the opportunity that is created because of having such great success in the last 10 years. We see the next opportunity in this new market. So I'm going to shift gears here a little bit, and I'm going to share with you a little bit perhaps of how you could create a lifestyle income and by using and leveraging some of what the marketplace is. So, you know, we know this. Successful people understand what it takes to be successful. You know, you need product potential, you need to follow the market trends, and you need some leverage. And this is true in any business. I've recently learned that 61% of the population live month to month. Sometimes I've actually learned that some people live overdraft to overdraft or credit card bill to credit card bill. So we want to provide a safety net or a plan B. And, you know, when Bob and I looked at this, we were looking for that plan B, that little bit of extra. So think about this question. What is it, 2013, so in 5 years it'll be 2018. Where will you be in 5 years? Will you have a vacation plan? Will you have any of these things happen for you in the next 5 years? And what kind of solutions do you have for that right now based on what you're currently doing? You know, we look at there's only a couple of ways to earn income in your life. One is to be employed. One is to be self-employed. And one is to become a business owner. So let's just talk about this for a minute. The employed person, income is determined by the boss or the position. It's not always by your effort. You know, you can be a great employee and never be rewarded. You can be self-employed, and here your income is determined by your effort. So in our case, Bob was working 14-hour days. He was self-employed. But as a business owner, you start to leverage income. All you have to do is think about someone like Bill Gates, who has about 92,000 employees now, people working for him, and that's called leverage. And so we want to talk about leveraged income. So what kinds of income are the possibilities when you look at this kind of a business model? What could you see yourself doing? You know, some people join our business just because they need an extra $100 a month. Some people say, well, that's not near enough for me. I'm looking to create an extra 1,000. Sometimes an extra 5,000. Sometimes there's zeros and zeros and zeros that go on to every one of these digits here. Our checks are determined and our income is determined by the amount of effort we put in. Just like you, whatever that looks like is what you get out of it. So what kind of income are you looking for? The next example we're going to show you is really just a simple presentation on the power of multiplication. That's all it is. So let's assume that you've done at least $100 worth of business, and you've shared that with 3 people, and you have a total business volume of at least 300. Your earnings would be a maximum total of $6 at that first level. That doesn't sound like very much money. But I will tell you that everyone starts at the beginning in this business. And as we take this multiplication table, and I won't go through each piece of it, but what I really want to show you is the power of sharing. If those 3 people share with 3 people who share with 3 people and so forth, you'll see exactly what happens if we just went down 9 levels. You'll see what happens with the volume, and you'll see what the potential earnings could be. So I don't know about you, but I think that kind of earnings per month is almost, I call that mafia money. That's just crazy. But people are earning that in our business. Now let's take it back to reality a little bit and go, what if you couldn't make that and you just took 90% of that? Could you do that? Could you live and could you work with 90% of that? Just go to 14,000. That could work out for a little while. And if you didn't believe that, take that in half again. That's the kind of income that people are earning in our business. This next slide I want to show you is kind of a unique slide for me. This happens to be a slide of a group of people that Bob and I were privileged to be with recently on a cruise ship. Now what I like about this slide is everybody on this slide is different. Everybody comes from a different walk of life, different career choices. They've made different decisions, but they all are part of this company. And 90% of the people in this slide are part of the Millionaires Club. That means they've earned at least $1 million in their XANGO business already. So I want you to put yourself in that picture and go, what's the difference between me and them? They're all just ordinary people. So as we move forward, I want to challenge you. I want you to really think about where you really will be 5 years from now. Will you be healthy? Will you be still living in the same home? Will you still be driving the same car? Is it going to last for 5 more years? What about your children's future or maybe grandchildren's future? Will you have a new vacation plan, or will you just do what you always do or maybe not do? Will there be money for retirement? You know, we have a great option here at our company, and we're very, very proud of the opportunity right now. We see the next 10 years as a very bright future here. So how do you get started? What kind of options are there? Well, I like to present these 3 options because I believe that without taking some time to do some research and study, or with taking some time and doing some research and study, you'll find out that you fit in one of these places. So my option 1 is really just set yourself up, get a $35 membership, buy wholesale. You may share the products with a few of your friends and family. You may benefit from that advertising bonus money I was talking about where the company sends you a check for sharing. You may get the tax benefits at option 1. At option 2, you may say, you know, this sounds interesting. I really am fascinated by that product and the products that you shared about. I'd just like to set up a wholesale account, just do a $5 membership. That allows me to order direct wholesale from the company. I don't get any other benefits, but at least I get to try the product. Option 3, and I think this is the best option, is set up a business plan. Make a plan for yourself for those next 5 years. Look forward. Set up your distributor account for $5 or $35. Maximize the pay plan. Build a team. Look for global leverage. There is no better time right now in this economy than to start leveraging yourself. We want you to think about joining the ageless revolution. Is it life-changing? Absolutely. As we look forward into some of the things that can happen and how astounding it is that your life can be turned upside down by just making a simple decision and saying, yeah, I'm going to do this. I'd like to try this. You know, in that first slide I shared with you, our life was pretty ho-hum. This slide shares with you a little bit about some of the places we've been around the globe already with this company. And you'll see my little red Mercedes got traded in, that red Kenworth that Bob was driving got traded in for that little red Mercedes. XANGO has given us a life and a lifestyle that we couldn't even have imagined. We got to retire 10 years earlier. It is incredible, and we're no different than you. So I'm going to end my presentation with this quote, and I find it a very powerful quote. I find it fascinating that most people plan their vacation with better care than they do their lives. Perhaps that is because escape is easier than change. I want to thank you for taking this time. I want you to consider where you're at. Talk to the person that sent you to this presentation tonight. It can be a life-changing decision for you right now, but it is your decision. Thanks, everyone.